How you doing? It's Luke. Welcome to day 122 of being a full-time YouTuber slash digital entrepreneur. Uh, Basically just a YouTuber if you looked at the money trail. But in any case, so we're going to talk about today what we've been up to. Our last update was 20 days ago. But I just realised 122 divided by 4 is four 30-day months. Anyway, it's been 5 months because it's May. Maybe I'm making stuff up. Anyway, so we're basically going to talk about where is all the money coming from and what is our plans coming up now. So on YouTube, if we go and check it out, let's see on AI Look, you'll see that we have 70 something thousand subscribers, which is pretty cool. 74k, bam bam bam. This video here has the best stats out of all my video for click through and watch duration, but it's just not getting pushed. I don't know why. In any case, as you can see, we've moved to Codex. Claude Code was all the rage. I then started using ChatGPT Codex. Brain fart there. Codex, and realised it's amazing, it's the best. So I started trying to make videos on that, thinking that's the direction we're going to go in, but oh man, honestly, it's an absolute whirlwind trying to do all this stuff. So, for example, I'm noticing all of these Versus videos would do really well, and basically it's put me back into coding, so we're coding again all the time. Our biggest updates are that we're just coding all the time. But if we look at numbers, because that's what we normally like to do when we're starting here, because I get distracted too easily. But basically, if we look at our numbers so far, so for last month, April, what did we do? Something like 6k in cash and maybe 7k in sales, something like that, which is a pretty good month for me. And then if we look at this one so far in cash, we have had like nothing. We've had like $800 so far in cash, but I have like 900 plus, let me think, 9 plus 450 plus 200, which is 1550, that I'm waiting on, that people were saying they were going to send, but I've not received it yet. So the things you need to watch out for being a solopreneur or an entrepreneur is this kind of malarkey. So we have that, and then also we've signed probably this month something like maybe 2k signed, yeah, and like 800 in so far. But we've not been pushing as heavy on the videos side of things. We've had a few kind of ups and downs as to what the heck are we doing, man. So we were AI automation, but then I just realised this does not fire me up at all. I love building stuff, which is what we're going to talk about in a moment. So really I'm like, why don't I just go back into AI coding? I was being brutally honest with myself and realising AI coding is what I like, but I'm kind of scared, for want of a better phrase, to jump right in because I don't know everything about coding. I was a DevOps guy and I'm a builder, so I know a bit about DevOps as a senior cloud engineer. So I know a decent bit, but I have imposter syndrome about it. I think everyone always does because there's so much you know, but so much you don't know. So it's like AI, where like if you keep trying to stay in the top of it all, you end up feeling like an imposter, even though you know so much, which is me right now. Anyway, so DevOps and then building, but I've never actually been a software engineer, although I do have a 4-year computer science degree from what at the time was the best in the UK for computer science, St Andrews. So I kind of know about coding, but I still have imposter syndrome about it. Anyway, so we've leaned full into AI coding. I'm like, why am I looking at automation? I don't care about it. I would do it, but I don't care about it, if you know what I mean. So we've launched a new application. I don't know what I told you last time, because I move so fast. We have techlate.com, so this is basically get your AI news, don't get it late, as Techlate. So you come here and you can get your news, and that's it. It's a nice, simple, easy thing, right? We also have, and I just made this one, idon'ttype.com, which is this little bubble here. It's an offline, on-device transcription tool where you just hold in this button or function and you speak, and boom. So we're giving it away to school members for free, or you can just buy it for cheap. as a one-time thing, because I was paying like $20 a month, $15 a month, something, for Whisper, and I was like, I could make this myself, so I made it myself. And then, whilst I'm building all this, I'm like, oh, I have no marketers, I have no way to market this. Like, I don't know what to do. I'm not a marketing guy, I'm a building guy. So I was like, I should make Tinder for builders and marketers. And then I was like, oh, maybe it'll be a bit of a nightmare. Then I was on Twitter the next, like, 3 days later, and I found on Twitter someone said the exact same thing, and I was like, I'm making it. So I made it. Launchmate. Find your Launchmate. Basically, it's Tinder, but for builders and marketers. So if you're a builder, you come here and you'll find these marketers. And if you don't like them, don't like them. If you like them, you like them. Boom, send them a message and bam, you can now talk to them. Marketers can look for builders. Don't like that builder. Don't like their portfolio. Like that one. Bam, bam, boom. We've matched with this one. We like it. Just Tinder for builders and marketers. Builder for Tinder for people who want to launch. We also have like these little cards that it's going to create, and you sign up. It makes these cards for you, and then you can kind of share them and stuff as well. And this is your like actual portfolio. So if we check it like Scripty, boom, Scripty.ai. Also Scripty, we're making a back end for Scripty. We've also just launched as well, like one of my kind of projects. I've been looking at Christianity and stuff, and so one of my projects was like these church fathers. How did they relate to each other? Like from Jesus to now, what's the dealio? So I made a website for it, which I think is pretty cool, and it gives me a daily newsletter. And I've made a bunch of them. If we go into Netlify and check them out, oh my goodness, how many? Oh, it's because I'm spelling it wrong. If we go to Netlify and check them out, you'll see that I have like 1 million apps that I'm building at one time, including one for a client actually, which is cool. So we have, this here, we have School Messenger. I forgot about that. I've made a messaging system for school as well. And oh man, this is crazy. All this stuff I've built. And we have this here, which is basically, I have an AI agent. He's interested in Christianity. So he comes and writes a little thing and does some research every hour to see what he's interested in. Just thought it'd be a cool thing to watch and see what it does. See if he changes his mind and that. Then also we made a messaging system for school. So on school now you can actually have these messaging systems. So if I go to school.com, and then here we have, you know, all my notifications I have open all and clear out, which are ones that I made myself. We now have this messaging thing too. And so here, if we go to one that's chill, there we go, we now have a messaging system. And so this is to beat this one that they normally use, which is this here, which is such a nightmare to use. So instead, I've made a messaging system like this. But I'm finding school is a bit of a weird one right now, because if we come over and check out like Classroom, I've changed a bunch of stuff. So we have our 5-day challenges still. We have the vault for our applications, Codex, Cloud Code, First SaaS, AI Basics, Tech 101, and Start Here. So I'm trying to find what the value proposition is. I think it probably is First SaaS, like build and ship your first SaaS. But yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of losing track a wee bit of what the point is here, because loads of people joined for automation, but I want to just help people build stuff, and I want to build my own stuff. So I'm trying to think of like, what's the cost for that? But in any case, we made a whole Codex masterclass. I need to back myself, man, more now, saying this all out loud, because I'm like, oh, I don't know anything. It's like, mate, you've seen all the apps you have and all the cool stuff you've done. And also this messaging system, it does actually work. So we have it right now, I think, implementing like an AI suggestions. So in the bookmark thing here, you can come and put in your API key. Or no, on the website, you put your API key, and then it will suggest real messages here. But it means you can then go through and actually reply to people properly. And this actually then does send a message. So if I sent hi here, then come over here, messages, and we'll go to here, you'll see that it actually reflects this, which is pretty cool. So we're building a bunch of stuff. I just need to figure out like an actual system to launch this kind of stuff now. And kind of on the YouTube side of things, I'm noticing this trend where like if I don't post daily, I completely lose track on how to make videos. It's weird. Like I'm like, what will I make a video about? I don't know. And so unless it's sponsored, I'm like, I don't know what to make a video about. Yeah, and then the sponsored ones as well, I'm still like, I'm kind of treating these now as like, this is my job, and building is like my lottery tickets in a sense, but also as like the new venture. So, for example, here it's like, yeah, I mean, don't need to give examples. You know exactly what I mean. So, sponsored is the job, and right now, like, our deals were kind of floating between like, depending on whether it's like a mid roll to a long. Mid roll is like roughly $300, and a long one's about $600. That's the kind of standard rates we go. They can go back and forth around about depending on what the deliverables are and, you know, the client's budget. Basically, how much we need money as well. But yeah, so this is kind of what we're doing right now. We just need to figure out, I think, two things. Number one, because I made another channel. I made a second channel, which I know is bad, but I couldn't help myself. Let's see here. Oh wait, and I've made a faceless YouTube channel too. So I made a faceless YouTube channel and a second channel. So here is the second channel. There we go. Your channel, boom. Just to like post like little one, like few minute videos that I want to just make something about that's not particularly a main channel video, maybe, because I'm trying to figure out how to actually do this, because I don't want to. Basically, on the main channel, if I make like a 3 or 4 minute video that's just like a little bit of something, I don't want to do that and then it doesn't get any views and it affects the view count, which will then affect the sponsorship rate. But then it's adding a lot of pressure now onto the idea of making a main channel video. But I think I maybe just need to like have a cut off. Like if the video is less than 8 minutes, it goes on here. If it's more, it goes in the main one. Maybe something like that's actually a good one. Now that I think it out loud. But in any case, yeah. So we have this channel, and then I also have my faceless YouTube channel that I have running like fully on autopilot, which is pretty cool. I just have automations on Codex doing this here. With that scroll, there we go. With this channel here, which is pretty cool. It's not getting many views or anything. We're testing out live streaming. But yeah, we'll see where it goes. So we're doing so much stuff right now, and I think really, it's like I'm getting stuck between two problems, I guess. Which is one, also my faceless channel made a $5, which is cool. Someone bought me a coffee on it, and I've had a couple of emails of people thanking me for the channel, which is nice. So it's one of those passion projects. So number one is that Alex Hormozi, he talks about, you know, you can win anything, or you'll see it in less fluffy language, but like you could win anything if you just focused on that thing. So any business can be a successful business if you focus on it. But number two is me, which is, you know, I found a guy called Mark Liu, and his whole thing was like mini apps. Mini apps, build them. So build them, launch them, and then if they die, then so be it. Move on to the next one. If they don't, then keep it going. And then, you know, also build the next one. And this is kind of leaning into what I'm thinking of, kind of what I'm doing right now, which is I'm just like testing the market for everything and accepting that the idea really that we have is we have a YouTube channel that makes money. So just keep doing that whilst it's making money. And then in the background, I love to build stuff. And I like to build little things, little single purpose things. And I think that is the future. I think traditional SaaS is kind of dead as we know it. It's definitely going to change. And I think what it is going to change to is probably more like, instead of just a traditional SaaS, which is like you're all in one Forex, like instead of that, it's going to become more like the influencer landscape. I think it's going to replicate that a little bit, which might be that like you'll have some like major players who are like, we're the all-in-one app for this, you know, and these will be like guys who are already big now, probably. But you're then going to have loads of little ones who are like, I'm the this for that. right? And so, for example, I was going to give a bad example there actually. Well, I mean, I guess if we think of mine, Scripty, right? So Scripty is like this, and vidIQ is like this here. So vidIQ is like we're everything. We're everything to every YouTuber. Whereas mine is like supposed to be one thing, which is you want to make videos, you don't know what to do. You need help. AI is going to do it for you. It's going to look at your competitors, suggest your videos, write them in your voice, and then also make thumbnails and titles, and boom, you're done. That's the idea, which is kind of actually everything to everyone. So maybe it should just be AI stuff. But then the problem is, if you then break this down even further, then suddenly you start actually getting a problem where it's like each component can just become essentially like a Claude Code or a Codex skill. And the problem then becomes that your SaaS then just becomes brand, plus it bridges that gap for people right now who are non-technical, and AI just can't do it yet on its own for non-technical people. So from here to here, your SaaS kind of fills there, which is like Scripty. You sure could make a skill that does the similar thing, but you're going to get the brand, the reputation for the application, plus you're going to then be able to just use a UI if you're that kind of person. You don't want to use a like Claude Code or whatever. So anyway, so as you can see, we're doing like so many things right now, but in essence, I guess for us to try and sum up succinctly in the next minute or whatever, where we are and where we're going, YouTube is money, but it's becoming more technical. I'm trying to do more technical stuff. We have a second, and we're going to actually make a third channels. This one is for short, long form videos. I suppose actually this one could maybe be the same, but I don't know. But this one's going to be for highlights, so like single videos that will then direct people to somewhere, so say like school. And so these will all ideally be affirming my brand and taking people over to school. And on school, people will learn how to build with AI. Boom. And so then we have all our YouTube channel stuff, build with AI, and then we're building with AI, and we're building a plethora of apps. So we're basically an application studio right now. Application studio, and inside the application studio, we have a lot of mini apps that we're testing out and or have like kind of pet projects. So I have Launchmate, which I actually do think has the best potential to be the fastest success. Scripty, which doubles for YouTube and stuff. And then we have Techlate, which is just like a nice chill one. Oh, what else? I Don't Type, which is so handy. I actually came an idea because like Whisperflow and stuff, even like Stephen Bartlett, Diary of a CEO and stuff, that's how much funding they're getting, which is crazy. And then yeah, all my other like, you know, personal project stuff. Oops. So this is a kind of outline, and there we go. Boom. And from people in the community so far, this one already makes money. Let me think. This already makes money. This already makes money. So then the next thing really is like here we're getting some traction. Here, some traction. Here's some traction too. As in like just a few people in school even have mentioned that they like it. Highlights is mainly because of like Alex Hormozy and stuff and Gary Vee. They're all talking about having different platforms. So I thought let's try it out. You know, just get like all my school lessons basically and just put every single one as a single reference video on that highlights channel. So how do I do this specific thing? And then short, longs, these are more like just opiniony stuff. So this is basically just for venting / for me to just talk about little things. Anyway, that's how we're looking right now. The future basically is that we're kind of becoming like a little app studio and teaching other people how to do it on school and showing people what we're doing on YouTube. So there we go, there you go. Right, okay.